shake it. What? Kiss, what? Shake it. What? Kiss, what? Shake it. What? Kiss, what? Shake it. What? Kiss.
Contamination taking hold. Burn it down, gonna burn it down. Ain't nobody gonna stop me now. I'm gonna burn it down, burn it down. Watch it burn down to the ground. I'm gonna burn it down, burn it down. Ain't nobody gonna stop me now. I'm gonna burn it down, burn it down. Watch it burn down to the ground.
Hello, hello, hello. How are you all? How you been? Listen, I had something come up on my timeline today and I just wanted to chat about it real quickly because I immediately called the one person I know that would understand what I was saying. And I was like, oh my gosh, I got to go tell the people this. Okay. So listen, everybody already knows that with the Karen Reed case, this is my like first real trial, start to finish, before it even went to court, pre-trial motions, all that kind of stuff, right? So it's kind of my first experience with like sitting through the trial and hearing different things. And I've been watching so many. This is not about Karen Reed, for the record, okay? But I'm just using that as an example because most people already know this part, right? Okay. So I've been sitting through the trial, and then I go and I'll watch like the lawyers on LawTube kind of react to it, and they give so much commentary to it that it like really brings into perspective what's happening in the court if you don't know already, right? Okay. So again, first experience in trials. I am convinced there's a lot of shit happening in these courthouses that we don't know about. So let me share my screen so I can show you what I mean. Okay. So totally showed up on my timeline today and I was like, what is this? What's going on? So everybody may not know, but Young Thug is a rapper. He has a RICO case going on. There's multiple defendants that are being tried for this RICO case. They believe that his music is basically his confession, all that kind of stuff, right? Okay. So on Friday, the first thing that happens is on Friday, one of the prosecution's main witnesses who has an entire like 1000% immunity deal with the prosecution, right? With the DA, gets up on the stand and they say, "Sir, can you tell us your name?" And he says, "I plead the fifth." "Sir, can you confirm your date of birth?" "I plead the fifth." "Okay, well, there's nothing incriminatory in your name and your date of birth, sir." But he refuses to tell. He refuses to tell his name. He refuses. Fifth, like he pleads the fifth, right? Okay. Now, I don't know about you guys, but what I'm saying is when somebody has an entire immunity deal where they can get up on the stand and they can say everything about everything with everyone and everywhere, and they plead the fifth, I'm not saying he thought about snitching when he signed that immunity deal. All I'm saying is he may have changed his mind because everybody knows what snitches get. And I truly, truly am thinking that he pled the fifth because he was not about to snitch. And the prosecution is big mad. Okay. So moving along, the judge is like, "Sir, if you continue to plead the fifth when you have a immunity deal in here, this is not going to work out very well for you. I will find you in contempt of the court." Dude is like, "It's all good. Put me in jail then. I'll take it." Right? So they put him in jail over the weekend. Okay. Now you're caught up. Okay. So today, oh no, excuse me, yesterday morning, this happens. Okay. Let me share my screen. Here we go.
The way I understand my constitutional.
Let me explain. The gentleman here, right here, this guy, okay? He's a defense attorney. He is Young Thug's defense attorney. All of the defendants have their own attorney, from my understanding, but he is actually Young Thug's defense attorney. These three right here are from the gentleman and the two ladies closest to the bottom of the screen. They are for the prosecution and, of course, the judge. All right, here we go. So the attorney says he needs to bring something up when they first come into court. So he's like, yeah, go ahead. Like, come on up. Let's talk about it. Let me go back. Okay, we'll start from scratch. Okay.
Go ahead. The way I understand my constitutional obligations, pursuant to the 6th and 14th Amendments of the United States Constitution, the corresponding sections of the Georgia Constitution, I'm required.
We're going to slow it down. You know, I watch everything on 1.5, 2x, whatever. So we're going to slow it down because I think it's important to hear what he actually ends up saying. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. Okay.
To make a full and complete statement to the court.
So he says, according to the Constitution of Georgia and the United States, this amendment, that amendment, I believe it is my right to make a full statement, right? Don't interrupt me. I need to make this full statement. And then he explains why he needs to make the full statement.
For the record, and if God forbid this goes up on appeal for the appellate courts.
So whatever he's about to say, he tells you ahead of time. Tells you ahead of time. For the records and for this appeal. I need this to be on the damn court record when we get to the appellate courts. I was like, okay, this is getting serious. Now we're talking about we already appealing. We haven't even got to mind you, this trial has been going for a year now. A year. Nope, still going. All right.
Or another tribunal, commission, or administrative body. I was told, based upon information and belief, that when we arrived at 8:30, 9 o'clock today, we did not come into your courtroom until almost 11:30. And
wait, can you guys hear it? I guess I didn't even check to see if I was sharing sound. I guess I should have checked that first. Oh, shoot. Hold on. Let me stop. Oh, you can. Okay. All right. Okay. Here we go.
What I found out just recently, this is not waived, is that supposedly in chambers, this honorable court reporter at times, honorable court at times, district attorney or district attorneys from the DA's office, as well as investigators, sheriff deputies, Mr. Copeland and his counsel.
Mr. Copeland is the man with the full-on plea deal that pled the fifth. So the DA's office, Mr. Copeland, the guy who pled the fifth, the attorney for Mr. Copeland, the judge, and the court reporter are all up in the chambers of the judge. Okay, that's who he's naming, and the sheriffs
met together.
They met together.
None of the defense team, to my knowledge, was aware that this was going on.
No, not one of the defendants' lawyers was notified. Not one of them, to his knowledge.
It was told, based upon information belief, that it was told to the district attorneys that Mr. Copeland intended to plead the Fifth Amendment.
Okay, so Mr. Plead the Fifth was telling them, I'm still going to plead the fifth. So they thought maybe over the weekend, he'll sit in jail for the weekend. And it'd be like, nah, bro, come Monday, I want to go home. I want to get me a good meal, take a good shower. And I'm going to go on ahead and just tell you what you need to know come Monday. That's what they were thinking. So they were calling him in to talk to him to say, hey, you're gonna, that's what we think at first. You're gonna do this?
Then I was told, based upon information and belief, that Adrian Love, the lawyer for Mr. Copeland, and this court were together, and Ms. Love made representations that John Melnick supposedly spoke with some attorneys for the accused and wrote an email to Ms. Love, to Adrian Love, stating that Mr. Melnick does not represent the witness, and that Mr. Melnick wrote an email saying F you, and then somehow that email was CC'd to me. That never.
So he was now told He was now told that apparently the Mr. Fifth, Mr. Plead the Fifth, okay, Mr. Plead the Fifth, he's being told that Mr. Plead the Fifth's lawyer contacted his old lawyer about this meeting, and the old lawyer basically said, fuck you, in an email response back, and CC'd him on the response back, allegedly. But he claims that never happened. He never got that email, never freaking happened. Not at all. Okay. Mr. Fifth. Yes, exactly. Here we go. So now the judge is like, Mr. Stu, can I interrupt you just for a second? Sure you can. Even though I'm supposed to be having my entire speech go on here uninterrupted, of course, judge, you can interrupt because you're the judge.
Stu, can I interrupt you just a second?
Yeah, just
I'm kind of disturbed because that's ex parte. All that was an ex parte conversation.
So the judge doesn't deny it, right? All he says is that was an ex parte conversation, meaning we could talk on the side without you, sir. There is no reason for you to know this information.
How did you find out about any of that?
Well,
Who snitched? That's what the judge is basically saying. Who snitched on us being up in that spot? We need to know. Right. I did not receive the fuck you in question. Exactly, Gemini.
Disturbed too. And the reason
I'm asking you a question.
So the defense attorney says, I'm disturbed. The judge says, I'm disturbed too, because I got a snitch inside my chambers. What?
And
How did you find out about it?
I'm going to answer you the question.
Happens.
Okay.
Scuttle, if you look at SCUDDER versus state, which is 298 Georgia, 438, it's Division 2, 782 Southeast 2D 638, 2016.
I don't know what all those numbers, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Georgia, 6, 7, 8, 9, U.S. Constitution 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 12. I don't know what all that means. I'm sure it actually leads you to a file for a case. I'm sure that's probably some kind of case law. I'm not a lawyer. I don't give legal advice. I don't know none of this shit. I just watched this and was like, say what? This is crazy. But it gets
Our
worse.
highest court says when a court meets, because Mr. Copeland comes in, meets with the court supposedly made statements, which I assume is somewhat accurate based upon what you just said. We're entitled, Mr. Williams and every other person wrongly charged here is entitled under the Georgia Constitution to be present.
So he says, as soon as you decide to meet with a witness who has already been sworn in on Friday, Scuttle, that whole Georgia 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that he quoted, says the only way you can exclude the defendant or their defense attorneys from that is if you give us the option and we exclude ourselves. I was like, okay, all right. So now what's the judge going to say then? Now what do you got to say, Mr. Judge?
Critical stage.
It's just like when you meet with me
Mm-hmm.
and you and Mr. Adams meet with me and others have met with me. It's those were ex parte for a lot of different other reasons, but I will certainly note that for purposes of record.
Well, I'm going.
Okay, look, listen, I'm gonna put it on the record. Sure, I'm gonna put it on the record. Okay, you obviously got a problem with this, but sure, we'll put it on the record for you, sir. Just what else you got to say, Mr. Steele?
Going forward, what I was told was that Mr. Copeland said,
and you haven't answered my question yet.
So what I learned this afternoon by watching one of the LawTube lawyers was, notice the judge continues to try and cut Mr. Steele off. And that's because the more that Mr. Steele is able to say, the more information from that meeting in the chambers goes on the record. I was like, say what? This is crazy. But you still haven't answered my question yet, Mr. Steele. Let's go with it.
I'm not.
How
going
did
to
you
answer that question?
You're not.
No,
He says, I'm not. The defense attorney said, bitch, I'm not answering your question. I don't answer to you. That's what he said. And he said what he said.
will not answer that question.
Why will you not answer that question?
Because I want to make sure that what I say is accurate, and I'm not trying to get anybody else.
I'm asking you, how did you get this information?
I'm not telling the court. What I'm saying is based upon information.
Okay, well, listen, if you don't tell me how you got this information, then you and I are going to have some problems.
We can have his.
Who? You got a problem with me? You got a problem with me? Listen, Mr. Steele said, I don't represent the thugs and snitch. That's not what happens here, sir. But Mr. Steele said, if I tell you who told me, right? If I tell you who told me, we're all going to be in trouble because then nobody's going to want to tell me anything if I'm constantly reporting it back to you. Shit, exactly, Gemini. Then we're gonna have to have problems because I got a way bigger problem than you at this point. Okay.
I have problems right now.
Okay, I know. Look, I don't want to know about your problems. Okay, at this point in time, all I'm asking you at this point in time is, how did you come upon this information? Look, if the case gets reviewed, the record's going to be available for our appellate court and for whatever reason. But it's disturbing that somehow you have surreptitiously gotten information in regards to the court's private ex parte conversations with a party.
It is alarming to the judge that somebody then went and told the defense attorney about this conversation. Alarming. You better snitch if you're going to tell. If you're going to jail, judge should know snitches get stitches, right? Exactly.
Party. I mean,
a witness who was sworn in Friday.
Yes. Now that apparently is a big deal. The fact that the witness was already sworn in, everything that they say is supposed to be on record or in front of the defense team so that they can give their defendant every possible, whatever. Whether he did it or not, I don't care about that. That's not what we're discussing. We're just discussing this part because I was watching this and I was like, what the hell just happened?
The court's telling, this is what I was told. If this is not true, not true. This court handed Mr. Copeland.
Tell me how you got.
And he keeps talking because he wants this shit to be on the record because a court reporter has to go and keep putting it on the record. I was like, okay, Mr. Steele, go ahead then.
Got the information.
Listen, whatever you want to do.
Tell me how you got the information, then we can go ahead and go forward.
I'm not going to say that. What I'm going to say is this.
Yeah.
I was told, and I hope this concerns the court.
Tell us what
happened. It concerns me that you have proprietary information.
Why is it
proprietary? Or information that you should not be having that was ex parte.
Why?
With a party.
Why?
State of Georgia.
How about the witness? How about Mr. Copeland, who supposedly announced he's not testifying and he'll sit for 2 years, and then supposedly this honorable court, or excuse me, let me rephrase that. This court supposedly said, I can hold you until the end of this trial. Ms. Hilton supposedly said, actually, all of the defendants and then all 26 people are disposed of. If that's true, what?
So basically what they're saying is in the chambers, the judge, so the dude is like, listen, y'all aren't going to make me talk. Fuck your immunity deal. I'm going to stick with pleading the fifth. If you put me up on that stand, I'm still going to plead the fifth. Okay? That's how it's going to happen. Okay? It's not going to change. And so the judge and the DA say, or ADA, whatever she is, I don't know. She's part of the prosecution's team, right? They turn around and they say, if that's the case, we will hold you in contempt until every single defendant in this case is tried and convicted. Mind you, this trial has been ongoing for a year now. What? Now tell me that's not trying to intimidate a witness. Because any right person in their right mind is going to be like, damn, I'll miss 2 years with my family. It could potentially go longer than that. What the hell is going on? Like, you're going to have all those thoughts, right? I'm like, wow. Okay. All right. Here we go. That's where it started to get even better.
This is coercion, witness intimidation, ex parte communication.
I'd like to point out, watch this lady down here. She's shaking her head. No, she is absolutely astonished that this information got out. She does not like the fact that these accusations are being lobbed at her and the judge. She is pissed.
That we have a constitutional right to be present for. So I understand that you're upset towards me, but I don't know what I did.
Mr. Steele, I still want to know, how did you come upon this information? Who told you?
What I want to know is why wasn't I there?
That's an excellent fucking question. Why wasn't I there? I was like, I want to know that same thing. Meanwhile, the judge, listen, Old Faithful over there is just consistent as hell. Who told you this? Who snitched on us? That's what I want to talk about. That's it and that's all. Nothing else. I don't care about the fact this happened. I don't care that you know that it happened. I just care that somebody told you. That's it. Okay.
Why, sir? I'm going to hold you in contempt if you don't tell me who the. Tell me who this information
don't
was
want to
come
be
from.
held in contempt.
Well,
I'm not
then
answering that question. That's attorney-client privilege information. I am not
attorney-client privilege. Unless you were in my chambers, that's the only way you can figure out.
I
tell you what, I'm going to give you 5 minutes.
So he says, this is attorney-client privilege, so I can't tell you. Well, that's not true. It's not your attorney. You know, it's not your client, so that's not true. So he switches it up. Watch.
Minutes. If you don't tell me who if you don't tell me who it is, I'm gonna put you. I'm gonna put you in contempt because that is not attorney-client privilege.
Attorney work product privilege. I am not
attorney work product privilege. Okay, look at he's trying. Listen, Mr. Steele was fighting for his life up there. It didn't work out so well in the end, which we'll look at that. But he was trying.
How did you get that information supposedly from my chambers? Did somebody tell you?
I'm not. You should have told me.
Right.
You got 5 minutes.
Well, I don't need it. I want to continue.
You got 5 minutes.
This is what I was told. Mr. Copeland made statements that he admitted to killing Donovan Thomas and was. Don't take my notes. No.
So here's the thing. Did you hear that? So the dude made statements admitting to killing somebody in these chambers. But because he won't testify to it, they're trying to basically tell. I was like, what is going on? Then the bailiff goes over and you hear it at the end. I'm going to rewind it a little bit. He says, don't take my notes. No. The bailiff goes over to him and is taking his notes away. I was like, what in the thug trial is happening over here? This is crazy, right? Now, of course, the camera cuts off after that. We don't see, you don't see nothing that happens after that. But hold on. Let's go back to, so they take that 5-minute break, right? And then they come back. And then it's like, okay, well, let's talk about it and, let's see what happens, right? Okay. So hold on. Let me go to that one. So this is when they come back from the 5-minute break. Hold on. Okay. Where's my StreamYards? Let me share. Sorry, y'all. This was like, what? This is happening. Okay.
Yourselves cross purposes at this point in time. Sir, I'm telling you, you are at this point in time. You made some things out of nothing. I think that you're on very precarious ground at this point in time. So I'm telling you at this point in time, he's in custody. We're going to go ahead and start. You can represent Mr. Williams. That's okay. That's fine. I'll take up the other stuff as needed, but I'm not going to take it up right now.
So actually, I'm gonna have to go back because so the lawyer gets arrested. The judge basically finds him in contempt and tells him, moving forward, every weekend for 20 days, I'm giving you 20 days to serve in jail. Every weekend, you will check in Friday night and check out Sunday night. You will turn yourself into the jail and you will be in there all weekend long from now until I think it's like August 18th. So it's 10 weekends that he has to do that for, right? 20 days. And then So the lawyer comes forward and he says, Judge, I just have one request. I have no problem with doing the time that you're saying I need to do for this. But my request is, can I please make sure that you put me in the jail where my client is, because I'm going to have no time to work with him. And the judge says, sure, I'll talk to the sheriff. So here you are. You and your client be able to spend all day and all night together now for the weekend. I was like, to prepare for court Monday through Friday. I was like, what the hell? So then he comes back, right? So that guy takes off his blazer, takes off his tie, and heads on out with the bailiff to go be arrested, right? Okay, cool. But then the judge tells the attorney from the co-defendant Not his attorney at all, but a co-defendant. They are not representing each other. They are nowhere near connected to each other. He tells the attorney from the co-defendant, now you're going to be Young Thug's attorney. There's an absolute conflict of interest, the attorney says. And he's like, I don't care. We'll deal with that later. What? So here we go. This is the we'll deal with that later.
Say again?
Respectfully, I will not. I cannot.
Sir, you have to.
He said, respectfully, I will not, Judge. I will not. There is no way that I can ethically represent my client for his own freedoms and rights while also representing this guy with his freedoms and rights. They are absolutely conflicting with each other. And the judge is like, why are all these people telling me how to do my job today? I am the judge. You must listen to me. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Well, you're gonna have to do the best you can at this point in time, because you don't get to extort the court. That's what you're attempting to do at this point in time, sir. Yes, you are. What you're trying to do is, I'm not going forward if I don't get this. You know, it doesn't work that way, Mr. Adams. And I'm telling you at this point in time, I would just kind of govern yourself accordingly, sir.
Govern yourself accordingly, sir. So what you gonna do? Find Mr. Adams in contempt too? How many people will be in the jail this weekend on contempt charges? Just asking for a friend.
I'm telling you, as the court, under these particular circumstances, everything will come out as it should. I don't think, Sir, I don't have enough information at this point in time to address it. I don't. But I'm telling you at this point in time, there is nothing that was given, said, whatever, this morning. That
If there is any accuracy to some of the information that we are.
But sir, I don't even know.
If there is any accuracy to the information that Mr. Steele just told us right here in this court, it's absolutely a problem. Why are we just glossing over it like, it's nothing. Don't worry about it. It's all good.
Your co-counsel won't even tell me who said whatever. Okay. And the challenge I'm having in this particular circumstance is that is such a violation of the sacrosanctness of the court's chambers and an ex parte conversation. You're just glossing over that. You're glossing over that in its entirety. No, it's not, sir. That's not what happened. That's not what happened. That's not what happened. I'm just telling you, that's not what happened.
Judge, respectfully, we are not obligated to simply accept that there's been no violation. We believe that there has been. And the only
okay, well then you may.
He said we have no obligation to believe you when you say we have no obligation to believe you when you say there's nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Everybody just look away. Just smile and wave, guys. Just smile and wave. They'll think nothing about it at all. What?
No, we're not doing that at this point in time. So you'll have a choice to make. All right. Take Mr. Steele into custody, please.
So they're going to arrest him now while he's found in contempt.
Your Honor, would the court afford me one moment to confer with counsel regarding the appropriate remedy in this type of
Okay. All right.
He walked like a
Yes, sir, you
thug up
certainly
to
may.
this podium.
Mr. Williams does not wish to go forward without me being here. You are removing me against his will, my will. You're taking away his right to counsel. And you're conducting material parts of this trial without me present, and I can't learn about it by watching online. So for that reason, additionally, I asked for a mistrial. And I assume you denied, but I'd like you to deny our motions for mistrial. You denied the other people.
I've denied your motion, but I'll certainly take that under advisement, sir.
Listen, you're denying him to have his attorney here with him. You're denying me from being here with him. I can't just watch people say things online and relay information back. Since you're denying his right to counsel, I would like to move for a mistrial. Yeah, that's denied. Everything's fine here, guys. Everything is fine. Just look away. Just look away. No, nothing to see here. Okay.
We're going to be in recess for the next 5 minutes.
Listen, this court yesterday took more recesses than Bev does. I promise you that. They were in shambles yesterday. Anyways, I wanted to share this because, like I said, Karen was kind of the first case that I had started covering. And now that I'm watching that trial, some other trial stuff has been popping up. And when I seen it, I was talking to someone today and I said, I can't really figure out if maybe because there's more cameras in the courtrooms, we're seeing that kind of stuff more. And so it's out in front of you. Or if it's because we have like LawTube doing commentary on some of these cases that we have their commentary helps you to understand it better. I don't know. But I know this one popped up on my timeline, actually originally on TikTok this morning. And I was like, he was arrested for contempt. Why? And every single lawyer. So like one thing that I find very interesting is like with Karen Reed, every single lawyer on Karen Reed has been very like focused on like every single LawTube person is like, I have no idea how this came to, how this even got to trial. This shouldn't happen. Right. But then this popped up and I was like, wait, another judge doing some weird stuff and potentially illegal stuff, or what is this? I don't know. But what I do know is that man said he's not testifying. He don't care what immunity deal they gave him. He's not testifying. And they could kiss his ass, basically. He's going to plead the fifth. And they are not happy about that, I'm sure. But they're going to have to work on it. And Young Thug and his lawyer will be spending lots of time prepping in the jail over the weekend. So we'll see how that goes. But it was just super interesting to me to see that. I was like, what in the world is that about? So I said, oh, I'm going to have to come and show it for the people. Oh, and then let me show you what happened after that. There's one more thing that happened. Hold on. Let me go to. Hold on. I think it's actually here. I got to go to my library of videos I watched. No, not that one. Okay. I think I liked it earlier. No. Hold on. I'm trying to find it because it was pretty funny, and it's only like maybe 3 minutes, so we'll be fast. Hold on. Oh, there we go. There it is. Okay, hold on. Oh, we got to play the ads. So we don't have to hear the ad.
In 5 to 10 minutes for a secure.
Skip.
Okay. Before we call in our jury,
Mhm.
it has been brought to the court's attention.
So we're going to pause. We know the judge, Mr. Honorable Judge here. This right here is Mr. Fifth in the witness box right here with the black shirt on with the Zoom cameras all right next to him. But he's Mr. Plead the Fifth. He's also known as Mr. Copeland, so that you'll hear them talking. But watch what Mr. Copeland came on to tell everybody.
That Mr. Copeland's counsel, Ms. Bumpus, would like to be released. Is that correct, madam?
So Mr. Copeland's lawyer has decided today she don't want to do this shit no more, and she's out. She's out. She didn't want to do it. She don't want to be a part of this anymore.
Okay. All right. Sir, Mr. Copeland, is it your desire to release your counsel at this point in time?
Well, I'm going to have to skip ahead because I have to finish. But basically, he goes on to say, she's fired. She's fired. Get rid of her. She's out to me. But it was very, very interesting to me to watch this and to see it going down. It's been very interesting. If you haven't watched it, watch it for yourself. I do have to head out because I only came on to just show you that real quick because it's where I'm at today, is kind of watching all the law tubers that are covering it to see what happened. All right. All right. Thanks for joining me. Have a good one. Bye, guys.